How many times have you heard somebody say, "I hate my job"? How often have you said it yourself? Well, coming to the rescue is Patrick Lencioni, a business expert with advice from his new book, The 3 Signs of a Miserable Job. So tell us a little bit about your fascination with work.
When I first learned that my dad had to spend more than 8 hours a day at his job, it kind of freaked me out. It just seemed like a long time. And then when I learned a lot of people didn't like their jobs, I thought that was just strange. Even as a kid, I thought, that's something I hope that doesn't happen to me someday. And so as I got jobs in high school and college, and then took my first real job, if you will, after I graduated, I found that much of work was kind of miserable, and it didn't feel like that was right.
What are the 3 signs of a miserable job?
Well, in short, they are anonymity, when someone feels like their manager doesn't know who they are or is interested in who they are as a person. Irrelevance, when a person doesn't understand how their job makes a difference in someone's life. And immeasurement, which is a word we invented, which just means when a person cannot assess for themselves or measure the contribution that they're making.
If so many people hate their jobs, why do they keep doing them?
Well, I think there's a couple reasons. There's economic reasons. They keep doing them because of those. But I think the other thing is we've kind of come to accept that this is just how jobs are supposed to be. Like, well, I remember my dad used to say to me, if it were fun, they wouldn't call it a job. And I've always said, no, that's not right. But most of us actually come to accept that.
Tell us what a leadership fable is.
I like to write the stories because I think it grabs people. And I write short stories. I mean, my books are not terribly long. I always think that someone should be able to read them from Chicago to San Francisco on an airplane. I do that so people can get hooked by the story and get to know the characters and find themselves interested in the story, and before they know what's happening, they're learning something, as opposed to a book that says, here, I'm teaching you something that people feel like they're being lectured to. In the back of the book, then, after the fiction, I explain the model. And some people like to go straight to that because that's what they want to learn, but I find the vast majority of readers really want to understand the theory as it plays out in real life.
Give us some reasons why business owners or managers should work to maximize their employees' job satisfaction.
It's going to make the human beings that work there, managers and employees alike, feel better about their world, and they're going to treat their coworkers and their families and their friends better. I think there's a social phenomenon here too. When an employee goes home from work and feels like they're known and the work they do matters to someone and that they have a sense of how they're doing, they are different people. And when a manager knows that they're helping an employee do that, they feel a greater sense of what they're doing, because every manager wants to do a better job. But when managers and employees alike are feeling miserable in their work, the costs to the company, to those people individually, and to society at large are great.
What do you hope that readers will learn from the 3 signs of a miserable job?
I think what I hope the most is that people will have hope. Hope that work in itself should not be miserable, and that a work experience can make them better people and contribute to who they are and make them better parents and friends and neighbors and strangers to people on a bus. And that they can realize that whether they're a manager or an employee, that they can do things in life that make a difference to others.
Thanks for joining us today, Patrick.
Sure.